And so first question, how did you get introduced to the diabetes world and why do you ride?
The diabetes world. Actually, I got introduced to diabetes when my dad was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, which was probably at least 15 years ago. And the very first tour to cure, actually the very first bike to drive I rode, and I noticed that there was a tour to cure tent. So went over to tour to cure and said, exactly what do you guys do? They told me all about tour to cure and how it's a fundraising event for diabetes. So I kind of put cycling and diabetes together and said, you know what? From now on, I'll do tour to cure and for the fight against diabetes. You know, if in reality, if my dad didn't have diabetes, I probably wouldn't have gotten involved with the tour to cure. And so I did it for him and still do it to honor him, but also, you know, my godfather, my uncle, he was also diabetic, other people in my family, it's family history. So, and then, you know, once you start riding in tour to cure, you meet a lot of people with diabetes. So from that point, it's kind of like you're riding for all of them. I think this is my 11th year now. Like I said, I haven't done all the Chicagoland tour to cures. I've done every bike to drive with tour to cure except for one when we were out of the country. But yeah, so I believe this is my 11th year with tour to cure. It's getting hot in here. Well, up until this year, it was, well, when I started, it was just basically being a cyclist, being a rider, and a fundraiser. And then I got to be a pretty good fundraiser. So then the ADA, of course, said, well, hey, how'd you like to be more involved? So I got more involved, joined the executive committee a couple years ago. And then pretty much about a year ago, Jennifer Sloan, the ADA manager, Tour to Cure manager, asked me if I wanted to be chair of the volunteer planning committee. And after a few days of making her sweat, no pun intended, I told her that I would. So now I'm fundraiser, cyclist on the executive committee and also chair of the planning committee. Meeting more cyclists, and especially through the Tour de Cure, has been great because I love cycling. But I think more than anything else is that doing the Tour de Cure, meeting the people that have been diagnosed with diabetes, type 1, type 2, all kinds of different things, and really basically knowing more people with diabetes and understanding it a lot more too. And, you know, knowing that, you know, everything that I do with Tour, it basically helps them. And then also all the volunteers over the many years, meeting all of them, you know, some of the nicest people that I've ever met. And, you know, once I met them, you just kind of knew that you'd probably be friends with them for a very long time. You know, we had very lofty goals for this year, which I don't know if we'll hit, but I always say that I'm involved to grow the Tour de Cure and to bring more awareness and fundraising to diabetes, just to help them with their mission. And I said about a year ago that when people say tour, especially in the Chicagoland area, if anybody mentions, do you do tour? That they don't think of the Tour de France, but that they think of the Tour de Cure. And so that's really what I want a long time. When people go, Tour de Cure, did you do it? And they're like, yep, and I'm doing it again. I'm only going to ride 65 because I want to get back and enjoy the festival. And I have a lot of friends and family that'll be there, and you guys. So Yeah, I'll do 65. But I'm gonna try and do it averaging about 20 miles an hour. So we'll see. Yeah, because I'm not that young. I'm not like you guys. To date, I think I'm at about $1,800. My goal is $5,000. And I think we've got 30 days to go. And I just need to average about $100 a day in donations, and I'll be at my $5,000 goal. But there's no doubt I'm going to be a champion on a mission, and then help others too to become champions. Well, you know, I've probably ridden, oh gosh, probably 3,000 miles in all the tours of here. And like, but this year, I mean, like I'm up to about 1,700 miles this year riding, getting ready. And in the last 10 years, I figured I've ridden enough to go around the world once at least. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's what I do.